Cutting Off the Leaders' Heads, Part 1, told of the firing of 2 Hawaiian educators from a public conversion charter school, Kamaile Academy, and the meeting between Ho'okako'o Corporation and the parents. It had been designed to deal with damage control by those who had cut off the leaders' po'o, their heads. Part 2 is about the parliamentary procedures used to shift from a public relations seminar to a democratic meeting with a grieving community demanding to be given answers.
I'd like to start by introducing myself and the board. My name is Keith Vieira. I could just add, we were planning to list the school board's role on each of these, along with the parents and community role on how we interact. Unfortunately, our plan to do the overhead didn't get cooperation from the facility, but we will be sending out to you, if not today, by tomorrow, this updated, I'm sorry you can't see it, basically, it lists each of these 7 items, and it lists what our responsibilities are and what we're looking to you for support on. So I think it'll be hopefully a little bit clearer on how we work together on some of these.
I rise to a point of information.
Not right now, so we'll get to you.
It is a point of information under Hawaii law. You are now in a legal meeting and you must abide by the law. Point of information.
So there'll be a time for that. Please let us get through so we can get to the questions.
It does not matter. A point of information is not debatable, Mr. Chair. Point of information. The point of information is the following. Last meeting, we were given a very long explanation that Mr. Kila and Mr. Dulude would be here at the school until December 15. We have seen them disappear. Where are they? Are they still not going to be able to talk to us? As a point of information, when will they be speaking to our community again?
Are you done? Are you done, sir?
It depends, if you answer the question.
You're not going to get the, if you have a seat, I'll answer the question and we can move forward.
A point of information must be addressed by the chair. If the chair does not wish to follow the rules, I move at this point that we suspend the rules and the agenda that have been imposed upon us by this people. It is a non-debatable question to move to suspend the rules, and it takes a 2/3 majority. How many are in favor of suspending the rules? The Kapunas have asked me to ask you a bunch of questions.
I would like to answer your question. Is that okay?
Very good.
Okay. So basically, in a nutshell, you're wanting to find out why Mr. Kila and Mr. Dulude have sort of disappeared. The last time I met with Mr. Kila and Mr. Dulude, they both requested to resign immediately. It was not something that the board asked them to do. They requested to resign. So we accepted their resignation actually last week on the 10th. We did want them to be part of the transition. They declined. I think at this point, though, Mr. Kila is still in contact with some of us who have been close to him, and we do hope, and we've expressed interest in working with him. We do not believe, and I'm going to answer a little bit of the question that came from the audience about the fact that what I said to Mr. Kila when we talked, and this is the way my relationship with Mr. Kila has been over the last 5 years. Whenever his na'au was very twisted and very concerned about all the big decisions he had to make, he would often go hiking. And then he would come back and he would either call me or he would email me. You know, his 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning emails. One of the things that we would do on weekends is he would actually call me, and I would go to my mountain top, and he would go to his mountains, and we would talk. And we would talk about nature, and we would talk about the winds, and we would talk about the ocean, and we would talk about the things that matter so much to us. And these decisions are very hard, and we were always not sure, but what we did know is that somehow, if we keep the faith and if we keep the focus on the children, we would be able to come out the other side. Some of this is not known to us now. It's not yet known to us. A lot is unknown. But we hugged this last time I saw him. He told me he loves me. I told him I loved him. And we know that that is a bond that cannot be broken no matter what the circumstances. So our respect, I told him, this is not about cutting off the po'o's head. This is not about cutting off the po'o's head. There is no way that somebody like Mr. Kila, who is part of this earth, part of this ohana, part of this community, his role may become something different. And that is all. And we will help him and he will help us find the right way. I know this. I have so much faith. And if I didn't have faith in that, I don't think that I could stand up here and talk to you.
Until November the 3rd, I have gone hiking regularly with Mr. Kila. I have talked to him.
We understand that. And we understand that
he does not talk now. He seems to be under what my son, who went through a similar experience, says is a gag order. Did he and Mr. DeLude, did they sign any paper that prevented them from speaking to us and letting us find out what has happened between the board and them?
There is an agreement that we have with him and Mr. DeLude and us. And both of us are prevented from talking about what happened. Both of us are prevented.
Then let me ask the questions for this community about the story that has developed from the board, that our principals are selfish and didn't resign, that the reading scores showed only a few percentage points, but Kamaile is at the 5% bottom of the worst schools in Hawaii. And now they hoard money that they were supposed to spend on the keiki. Is this true? Is this what the board supports?
No.
Why did you put then the story that told this from the Star Advertiser on your website and not a reputation?
We believe in transparency, and we don't have control over what the media or people like you say about us, okay? But what we can do is say and pledge to this community that anything that is written about Kamaile is for the public to know about.
Pardon me, if you believe in transparency, you have not published the meetings of your board for the last year as required by law. 6 days after a board meeting, it must be published. It is not on your website. I have monitored your website since November 5th, and it has changed several times. You've rewritten some of the handouts that you gave to our parents. Secondly, what has been published as we are in the worst 5%, it turns out that Kamaile is at the best school in Hawaii, judged by the current model. This is what you do not know. Judged by the current model of growth, Kamaile is 2 percentage points higher than any school in Hawaii. Is that true?
Yes, it is, based on...
This was given to this board.
No.
It was given to this board.
No, you know, Mr. Williams, please, we don't need to shout at you.